Alright, so let's talk about what happened with the Pokemon news today, just to make sure that everyone is on the same page moving forward, because things are just weird right now, and they have been weird since the Pokemon Let's Go rumors began, because now we're seeing like patterns and what seems to be non-coincidental things happening everywhere with Pikachu and Eevee, but today it seemed like we had our craziest hit yet. Serebii update, Japanese variety show Ohosuta to share shocking Pokemon news May 31st, 2018, which is listed as a moment a new history is born. That was then changed to TV Tokyo's website for Ohosuta's episode on Thursday has removed shocking description and then just changed it to full of Pokemon information. And there's two ways of looking at this. Was the initial one a mistake in the way that it was just miswritten and it's actually not a reveal or something to do with the new Pokemon game? Or is it a mistake in that someone got trouble and they weren't supposed to say that at this point? Now, since we did not get an announcement for the Pokemon Direct today, it seems, I'm recording this at 4 p.m. Pacific time, I don't know if they're waiting until like 5, 6 p.m. as they're clocking out for the day over at Nintendo or over at the Pokemon offices in Bellevue, Washington, but it seems like, yeah, we didn't get that follow-up we were waiting for, because this was very early in the morning, this was around midnight, so it's like, okay, we get this, we get our early morning announcement for the Pokemon Direct, and everything makes sense. Well, we are now past the breaking point, because it is less than 24 hours until Ohosuta airs, and unless Ohosuta is supposed to do like some kind of really low stuff where it's like, oh, by the way, the announcement's tomorrow, and they're saying that on Ohosuta, then I don't know what's gonna happen, because it's not like Pokemon to just go and drop the trailer. But is it that crazy? Do we not need to preempt this Pokemon Direct? Is it just going to happen, is the question. And it's also in the middle of the week, or what now? Like, all the rumors are saying that should be before the end of May, where we get the information. Either Ohosuta beats us to it, or we don't get any kind of heads up for a Pokemon Direct, which is kind of weird. Now, after that, the Pokemon Company did upload a video today, but it was just Omori and Kazumasa, and Nintendo, they've been tweeting about a lot of other stuff, like, hey, you know, Mario Tennis Aces, we got some cool things happening there, and it's just standard Nintendo, talking about a lot of different games, talking about a lot of other stuff. You know, Mega Man 11, that was trending for a while, that's doing pretty well for itself, but nothing about the new Pokemon game. And that kind of brings us back to this, because there's also people that were talking about unlisted, or not unlisted, privated videos in Pokemon, yeah, in like a Nintendo playlist on YouTube, but that had nothing to do with this video. Like, this was not one of the privated videos, because different channels, different playlists. This is just something that the Pokemon Company has been uploading for a while now, just like random interview Pokemon trivia things. And it's actually a pretty interesting video. After that, we got this update from Build-A-Bear, and that was when people started going crazy as well. On 5/31, May 31st, get ready for more Pokemon fun. Let a fellow Pokemon trainer know and join us soon for the big reveal. So this is like, oh man, May 31st. That means we get the Pokemon news tomorrow on the 30th, and then May 31st opens up. We're going to see a new Eevee, a new evolution. What's going to happen from Build-A-Bear? So people were already kind of blowing up about that. But I feel this is more an optimistic, or not opportunistic move from Build-A-Bear Workshop, because everyone's freaking out about new Pokemon and surprise reveals. So it looks like they just kind of built this up to set up someone's expectation to see what's going to happen with it. And for a while, I was wondering if this is actually going to be something that we'd expect from an accidental early leak, or predicting something right before it happens, because GameStop did that. Even though this was a mistake and they ended up having to delete the tweet, GameStop did that for the Nintendo Direct Mini. They said Nintendo Direct in 45 minutes. Well, unfortunately, they got the day wrong, and it was the day before. We're excited to see what Nintendo has in store for us for 2018. What are you hoping to see? So was this kind of like the same thing Build-A-Bear was pulling? Because I remember that Nintendo Direct Mini, and yeah, it was really weird, because GameStop made the mistake tweet, and then we got it the next day. Also, there was a couple of other leaks that were happening, I think for like a week at that point, where a couple people were saying, yeah, we got a Nintendo Direct Mini on the 11th. Ended up happening. So when it comes to Nintendo information, sometimes the leakers do have it on point, because it's a hard console and it's more Nintendo based than just Game Freak Pokemon based. But it turns out, looks like it's just going to be for Purin. So PokeShopper notice, new Pokemon Build-A-Bear plush to be added May 31st, expected to be Jigglypuff. Another thing that people were saying is like, oh, it's just Zeraora. So if this is going to be a Zeraora plush for the Build-A-Bear Workshop, then that means the information that we're getting from Ohosuta is only going to be about the movie, and that means we're not going to be getting any kind of Pokemon Direct from Pokemon or Nintendo tomorrow. However, I don't even think that holds up, because we're getting something incredibly similar with what happened to Marshadow for what's happening with Zeraora, that we did already have the Zeraora reveal, so it's not like this Build-A-Bear thing is going to be, oh man, Zeraora reveal or anything like that, or it's not going to go in tandem with a Zeraora reveal because all that has already happened. So because of that, I don't think it's like, and also it is suspected to be Jigglypuff, so I don't think that it's going to relate to the movie in any ways. So it's just kind of like all these weird, loose Pokemon things are happening, and since we don't have information on the Nintendo Switch, is it relating to the Nintendo Switch in any way? You know, Nintendo Switch Direct is announced, or at least the Nintendo Switch Direct happens. Is that going to draw attention to Build-A-Bear and what they've been doing with Pokemon, or is this something just unrelated, but end of the month, kind of releasing a new product, and it just turns out to merely be heavy coincidence or something like that? Then we also have this June. So people are saying that all Ohasuto is going to do is they're going to say Zeraora is the shocking Pokemon thing, and the new history is about what's happening with the Pokemon movie. Therefore, we are getting the Zeraora event announcement on tomorrow's Ohasuto. However, that's not what happened with Marshadow. The Marshadow event was announced through CoroCoro in mid-June. So this is a different timeline than we would expect for seeing the Zeraora. Like, it's a little too early, and it's from a different source when it comes to actually putting out there the information for getting to the Zeraora event. Also, there were multiple events going on. We had the Ho-Oh event. We already know about the Lugia event, so maybe more Lugia coverage could be coming with CoroCoro. Maybe it is movie stuff, but the movie stuff shows us one Generation 8 Pokemon. But that doesn't line up with any of the trailers and the information that we had that happened with the last year's movie that had Marshadow in it. So really, we don't know anything that's going on, and it's really weird, because normally you could predict things. When it came to the last couple of reveals, last couple of leaks for Pokemon X and Y, all the way up to Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, kind of get a feel for what's going on. But this is the latest a main series Pokemon game has been announced ever? I want to say almost ever. Like, that's kind of like the state that we are in right now. It's kind of following behind with all these other ones. It's looking to be only E3 right now, but Emily Rogers is still strong on it being within 24 hours because it has to beat out the Ohasuto reveal. So according to Emily Rogers, Pokemon news will be coming out in the next 24 hours. You know, there's this. If Emily only said an announcement is coming, then that could just be for the Japanese show. Maybe nothing else until E3. That could be, but it's very 2000s. And it would be very 2000s to do an Ohasuto reveal. Reminds us of what happened with Zeraora. That was just the first thing that we saw for Pokemon Black and White. However, this is where things continue to get weird. That's like, this isn't immediately Ohasuto debunked new Pokemon information, because they could do the announcement at the same time. That once Ohasuto drops the trailer, boom, Japan, Nintendo, everyone else across the world uploads it. However, the first information of a new Pokemon generation doesn't have to be from a Pokemon Direct per se. So going back to 5th generation, this is why we're talking about 2000 stuff, because Zoroark Silhouette was revealed on Pokemon Sunday, and then that was kind of what kickstarted all the discussion in the Pokemon, the 5th generation. I don't think we got the actual logos for Black and White until April. So that was something, and it was revealed by Junichi Masuda February 7th. So is Masuda going to pull some shenanigans on Pokemon Sunday? It's not the Switch reveal. It's not the direct Switch announcement, but it's going to be a tease as to what's happening with the Nintendo Switch, and then we get the direct afterwards, like the day after. Because then, like I said, it's 3 p.m. tomorrow, so May 30th, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Mark your calendars. Time zones aren't hard, kids. Somehow people are saying that, oh, I got the dates wrong, even though that's how it works. And then 6 a.m. early morning, maybe even 4 a.m. Pacific time on the 31st is when we get the actual Pokemon Direct. So the trailer timings could be a little offset, but it might be preempted by what's happening on Ohasuto, because CoroCoro actually kickstarted the 7th generation. People are saying like, oh, the Pokemon Company has to do a Pokemon Direct to announce this, but we had the first 7th generation Pokemon revealed through CoroCoro, and this was before we had any confirmation of what's going on with Pokemon Sun and Moon. This was before the Pokemon Direct and the big Pokemon trailer did tie in with the movie, but that actually feels more like something that Ohasuto would do, since they have been doing the movie trailers for a while now. They did Marshadow movie trailers, and I wasn't paying attention before, like, for this movie, so I don't know if Ohasuto revealed anything. Probably did, but when it comes to the last two, when it comes to these 7th generation trailers, they did do it for the Pokemon I Choose You, and they did do it, and they have been doing it for the new Everyone's Story. So, I mean, it could do that. I'm not saying it's going to be a new trailer, but it could be information about the new trailer, and then it's, boom, end of May, last day of May, getting all the information out there. Less than 2 weeks, E3 starts June 12th. So we got less than 2 weeks until that kicks up, and then now we're dealing with some crazy stuff. So back to what was going on right here. We have, you won't have to wait till Thursday for Pokemon news. That's what Emily Rogers is saying. That looking at the Osuta, boom, not happening, like we're not getting it after. It's happening before, and this is still the information. They aren't going to debut breaking news during that Japanese TV show period. Now, if we're going off the sentiment of what this means, you know, shocking Pokemon, a moment in new history is born. If they're talking about this, then that means this won't be breaking news. And the only reason, or the only possible way this couldn't be breaking news, is if breaking news kind of already happened through a Pokemon Direct. But we don't have the announcement for the Direct. And it's getting like, yeah, unless Pokemon tweets out something in the next 2 hours or so, or Nintendo tweets out, get ready for Pokemon Direct in 12 hours or something, it's really weird. Like, everyone is racing to the finish. We are down to the wire. It's 2 weeks at minimum because of E3, or not minimum, 2 weeks at most because of E3, and like 12 hours at minimum because of what's happening with everything else. So we could get the announcement, yeah, maybe even 2 hours at minimum, because we could get the announcement of the Direct and stuff like that, but really no one knows what's happening, and that's what makes this weirder than anything else. Normally we get a little bit of a hint from Korokoro. Normally there's some kind of rumbling. Normally there's something building up to it. Is Nintendo, is Pokemon upset? Are they changing the release cycle because of these rumors? Is this a legitimate leak and it's actually affecting how the information is being distributed, or are they just teasing us as long as possible, and then we can finally be put at ease? Like, when I saw this earlier in the morning, I was like, cool, everything's gonna play out. It didn't, and now the world does not make any sense anymore. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. Comment your thoughts down below, and hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.